cranking out some revenue, but a domain that's a year or less old could be cranking out more revenue. So don't get hung up in the age of a domain. It certainly helps, but it isn't. It shouldn't. And here at WordPress SEO Academy, that's not going to be the final factor. So when we look at domains that are over 3 years old, what we'll notice is some of those same high-end domains are coming up in our search results almost to the letter. So they have earnings most often. We'll look at one that just we'll just look at gingerlist.com. So when we click on gingerlist.com, the bid is 14,000 so far. So this isn't a buy it now site. They probably have a reserve. Yeah, they have a reserve price there. So Gingerlist is certainly would be a considered a high-end website, but it's an age domain. However, it only has $200 in revenue each month, and for us to pay, for even 14,000 to start there, we absolutely would not pay that. We don't typically. We will not pay high prices for potential. We pay high prices for inheriting revenue. So with that said, this again, you have to be careful, especially with high-end websites that aren't earning revenue like they should. 1 times 14 million potential target audience customers, 14 million. This really kills the credibility of this listing. They would get the same. The response would be the same without this. And at the end of the day, somebody inexperienced might go for this. But this 114, this just saying these how many searches are available for probably whatever these people are listing, whatever this website is about. But don't get caught up in the hype. Do not get caught up in the hype of this. So when we go back, we can also, and you could just sort by domain age. You could sort by age of the domain. You can also sort by visitors here, and we'll go to the top, over 2,000 visitors. So some of the same websites pop up, as you know. So what are we saying? What we're saying is, and we'll use the top site here at woopid.com. It's a high-end website, and you can begin to form a profile of the website just from the search tools over here. What we know is Woopid. What we know right now is Woopid is a high-end website. It's a .com. It's at least 3 years old, right? So when we go up, we know it at least has 2,000 visitors. And if you wanted to, you could go all the way up to 50,000 visitors a month. Now you realize, now you see that ebookie.org is claiming that many visitors, so they take the top spot. So let's go, and when we go to 4 years old, you might want to look at a high-end site, and all of a sudden, this is eBookie. We're forming a profile of websites. That's what we're trying to do. So we know Woopid is a .com. We know it's at least 3 years old. But what we know by looking at these listings that it's not at least 4 years old. ebookie.org took over the top spot. We know that it doesn't have over 50,000 visitors a month. ebookie.org does. So when we go up to revenue, we can hit over $2,000, and what you will notice is, again, at the top spot is ebookie.org. Now, does it that could mean a lot of things. That could mean the site wasn't listed right. That could mean the claim financials aren't verified, or what they're claiming isn't verified. It could mean a lot of things. So all we're saying is to refining your search results, folks, is all about building the profile of a website that you might be interested in. So we're going to click on advanced features. So when we talk about advanced features, you can break it out by auction, whether it's a private sale, which is like URL hidden, you saw that, or either one of these formats. The property type could be a website, domain only listings. It could be one list, open list, unsold listings. This would be a great thing to get into. So we'll just do a advanced search for you, and we'll just say we're looking for any format of unsold listings, and then we'll just search listings, and we'll kind of see what we come up with. So with that said, when we look at this, what we'll notice here is that these are the sites that are unsold so far. Anyway, I love one thing I love about these folks. They even if their site doesn't sell once, twice, 10 times, it just seems like they just keep. It just seems like they just keep coming back. So let's look at Flixia because uh, this keeps coming up. And what we will notice is when we look at that, this site has been listed at least twice. The auction is ended at 50,100, and it was just an unsold price. Could mean the reserve price wasn't met or whatever. But this person keeps listing this site, and I guess they are going to keep listing. They just don't have a clue about what's really going on. But unsold sites can be a treasure trove because unlike Flixa, a lot of these folks. A lot of these folks here will be open to some other sort of deal. Now we're not telling you to go outside what they're doing here. However, you can start a dialogue. You could start a dialogue with these folks, and if the site remains unsold, they could be frustrated. They could need capital. They could need a lot of things, and possibly you can open up discussions to just to do a private sale or something. Still using escrow.com or all those other places. Now you want run it. If they've been unsuccessful on Flippa, you shouldn't feel guilty about that because Flippa is just not delivering the buyer that they need. So contact the seller if these things remain unsold and see if they'll be open to a private sale just between you and them. So again, when we go down is absolutely, folks, we think a absolute gold mine of websites, and we'll look at Blogoos. So this site was, as you can see, relisted. So some folks just keep on coming back and back and back and back, folks. So that's the feature. That's the right here. That's the advanced feature. So you could pretty much nail it down. So let's go back to advanced, and you could type in, because we love WordPress, we could search and see is there any WordPress sites available for sale? And what we see is that Many Hostels is a WordPress oriented site. Now, when we go down, they're asking for what was that? Uh, Yeah, that site. We looked at that site actually some time ago, and that's just they're just asking too much and for what the site is all about. So do not think that you just have to stay with featured listings, new listings, most active, or whatever. You can refine your search even beyond that to narrow down what it is that you want. So do not be afraid to just try to nail it down. There's auction price. You could segregate by auction price again. You can nail down traffic if you know exactly how much traffic you want from a website. How the obviously the auction price. You can narrow it down with the type of domains you want. So for instance, we wouldn't particularly be interested in a .org except for one keyword. The net profit, you can narrow it down by that. So folks, all we're saying is take advantage, take your time before ever committing to a purchase to go through this site. Spend a week going through the site, because we promise you, if there's a great deal that you want to jump right on, but you don't know what you really need to know, you could be making a mistake. And not only that, a better opportunity could be coming along later, and you want to wait, and you will be more informed, and you will know exactly what else you are needing out of a website. So that ends your video tutorial on high-end websites at Flippa.